Alright, let's see. Okay, we seem to be live. I just also slightly decrease the desktop audio. I fear that, like, I might be accidentally too quiet, because I tend to talk very quietly. I need to speak up. Either way, hi! I am back! Randomly, because my parents just, are currently absent. As per usual, I have my live chat open on my, phone. But, yeah, let's get drawing. Just putting this aside. Here we go. Last time I left off with, like, having, done the line art for, like, all the eyes for Soren. But, his parents still don't have the lines yet. So, yeah, I'll just work on that. Which layer? Okay, these are the, X layers. Let me just at least sort that. God, how I hate whenever I don't label my layers. It's my laziness. That's my worst enemy whenever I draw. Outlines? I should probably promote my stream once again, but I'll do that later. I forgot when to finish the lines. Okay, let me just put them on a new layer though, just to be sure, in case I screw something up. Actually, let me summon them right next to one another. Before I forget, this time it's on Hedgehog OST, but Sonic City specifically, because I felt like it. I lately listened to OST again and just, gosh, I forgot how good the OST is. Just put this aside here, there we go. Don't get jump scared by like a duplicate window, that's me. I did that. I'm evil. Okay, we're currently working on his eyes. I've technically drawn Daniel's eyes, which is Soren's dad. But I kind of just want to draw them a bit more like formally, quote unquote, by making it a reference. Let me just slightly smoothen this corner. There we go. Oh, he has such a pleasant curve in, like, the original drawing of his eyes, though. Hope I can replicate it. Let me just briefly also turn off the desktop website on my phone. Because, god, the layout is so awful. When it's on phone and on desktop mode at the same time. I feel like I'm the only person out there on this earth that seemingly sometimes just uses websites on a desktop mode, even on a phone. Oh, dude, I love Palm Tree Panic. I love every Sonic CD OST, honestly. Like, all of the soundtracks are so good. Sonic CD in general is just so goated. I wish I could have, like, the game as a physical copy, and, you know, like, obviously the console for it. I forgot, was it a Master System? I'm unfortunately not very smart, so I actually won't be able to know. Alright, I don't remember. Oh, you're right, I forgot. God, this is what I get for, like, not streaming as much. I'm always incredibly unprepared when it comes to having, like, a streamer set up. I'd like to, someday crank up the, like, effort into whenever I stream with, like, you know, like, graphics and whatever, and having, like, those, like, transition screens that, like, most streamers have, but I feel like that's gonna take a lot of time. And not only to add to that, there's also the issue of, like, I don't really have that much time for personal art. A majority of the time, I tend to actually, like, spend my time not drawing for myself. Most of the time, I just literally, I literally just, like, draw for other people. I don't think I've made, like, a personal drawing that isn't a commission example in, like, so long. I think it's been almost 3 years. I really do. Whenever I'll be done with, like, paying off all of my art debt that I queued as a teenager, then maybe then I'll start drawing personal art. Because most of the time, I just keep drawing sketches and, like, I never actually, like, do, like, full-on clean art where, like, you know, like, I show off maximum potential and, like, I slay all day. And, like, other girl boss terms in the etc. section. Doesn't matter, though. One day I'll pay everything off once again. There's so much need to pay off. Oh wait, right. I'm on the... Is this the right liner? Yes. Well, to be fair, I tend to vary it depending on how heavy someone's eyelids are, to be fair. And his eyelids are incredibly heavy, so maybe I'll let it stay. Oh, I love whenever I do like smooth and clean lines. That makes me very happy. They had no right to cook so hard though on Sonic City OST. Jesus Christ. I'm so glad I put it on for a stream. I'm low-key vibing. I'm having a good time. It's been so long since I've been in like an acceptable mood. Like, my goodness. Like, my 2025 started disastrously. So much went wrong, and at least like now, like, I'm chilling, I'm fine, I'm recovering, quote unquote. God, there was like one person that kept trying to push drama. And God, was it annoying. Because I just wanted to be left alone most of the time. And then they, like, continued trying to come back. They lately messaged me again. Because, like, I was like, yeah, thanks for crediting me in my art. But, you know, like, that guy suddenly just, like, started talking about the drama again, like, bro, I don't give a shit! I just wanted to thank you for crediting me, that's it! My god. I tried to be nice about it, but, yeah, they were trying to seek fights, so I disengaged by telling them, like, I don't want to stir things. I wish people would not, like, always desperately seek drama whenever I just want to, like, be nice to someone who's wronged me, still. It's difficult to be nice to people who just don't give a shit about you. Hi, Wings Boy! It has indeed been a while. I'm doing pretty fine. Thank you for asking. I'm very pleased that, like, you actually want to talk. Welcome to the stream. Also, thank you so much for hanging out. If the messages are a bit delayed, please, I apologize for that, but, please be assured that I do read messages. It's just, the Wi-Fi, obviously in my home is a bit, not the best. It's like, basically just, like, your classic, thingy here. Of course, everybody's welcome on my stream. I tend to yap on for, like, a really long time, so if you ever have questions, feel free to interrupt me. I'll gladly reply. I tend to be, very talk active. I always do my best to find some interesting topic. I'm just currently, once again, just drawing eyes. It's, once again, nothing special. But, at the same time, it's just something where, like, you can relax and just, like, chill out to. I think drawing eyes is just one of the, like, best things ever you can do. Because it's just so chill. Like, every single time you just draw eyes, you can always, like, add something new, you can add something like sparkles and, like, stylization. It's just so based. I love eye references a lot. Fun fact also, one of my friends was like, oh, you're drawing eye banners? And I was like, what's an eye banner? I've never heard of that before. But apparently, that exists, and it's like a commissioner option, where, like, a person will draw, like, several eyes of your characters, compile them into a poster look, and then, like, send you the file, which is very interesting. Like, low-key surprised that, like, this type of thing exists. So I was like, oh, yeah, that is purely accidental that, like, my eye references are like that. What do you think of the furry fandom? They're pretty chill whenever they're, like, not weirdos, specifically. I am part, just to, like, clarify, I am also furry. I would consider myself a furry. Because I own anthro characters, I've drawn anthro characters years ago, and I've also done several anthro commissions. And obviously, like, my main specialty is, you know, obviously, like, Sonic commissions, you could argue. Even though lately I've started drawing more humans. I think they're, once again, chill. I would like to meet some in real life, because, I have heavy respect for furries, for, you know, being so good at, creating fursuits. Also, let me read. I consider myself as a furry and a brony as well. And that's pleasant! Everybody's welcome here for me. I like any fandom, honestly, so long as, you know, like, they don't cause any problems. But most fandoms just, like, they have, like, their bad apples. That's mostly it. Oh, sweet, you also know Sonic. Do you have a favorite Sonic character? Let me just quickly get that eye right. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. Okie dokie. Got the set of eyes complete, it seems. I actually forgot to give him eyelashes in this drawing. Oh my god. Oops. Oh, wait. This layer. Go. Oh yeah, that reminds me that everybody's memeing on the like here sounds that are from like the Sonic Studios. Oh yeah, that's pleasant. I like whenever fandoms create just random in-jokes. We Sonic fans have been eating good, though. I'm glad that, like, the Sonic movies have, like, kind of lifted the spirits of the fandom. Oh yeah, Collision Chaos, the goats. I'm jamming. I should maybe make stream playlists, to be fair. There's so many good soundtracks that I would play on the stream. Oh wait, I got the tear duct wrong. His eyes are a bit more flat. How did I miss that? Wait. Good. Throw on a different layer, throw on a different layer. Very good, very good. Okay. We'll just briefly clean it up. More flat? More flat. Yeah, more flat. Yeah, that's a better curve. There we go. Yeah, I think that's much better looking. There we go. Ookily dookily. Next up is his lower's eyes. Yeah, there we go. I bless myself for zooming in on the eyes and just making a screenshot. That's been, like, the best decision I could have made as an artist. Ah, there we go. The chat wasn't refreshing, but I refreshed myself. My favorite is Sonic and Tails, and even Rouge the Bat and Sailor Acorn. They're like 4 favorite Sonic characters though. Plus, I'm going to be starting building a PC soon. I don't know when, but I'll find out when. I see! The only thing I can recommend is to check if, like, your, computer parts are compatible with one another. Because if not, it could be a bit dangerous with, like, electricity and whatever just, like, not mixing well. Because, like, certain computer brands, just like I heard, don't work with one another. And also, like, my dad specifically warned me who, like, builds PCs and stuff. I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm gonna assume that it's, like, hardware parts that just, like, don't align with one another. But as far as I know, if you, like, mix, like, common stuff like the Gigabyte, what do you call them? Motherboards? Yeah. If you, like, for example, mix a Gigabyte motherboard with, like, an AMD graphics card, nothing's gonna combust into a million pieces. But, still should be, like, wary to, like, make sure that, like, your PC's running properly. With, checking through, like, specific computer programs, like, HW Monitor. To see what, like, the outages and, like, what the computer feeds into the parts specifically are like. Because, overheating can be a bit of an issue if, like, you don't pay attention to that. Or, like, if the voltage, once again, is, like, way too much. It's, of course, another topic of overclocking your PC and, like, how much, like, longevity you want in your parts. Some people just straight up go on suicide missions trying to build their PCs. And other people, they just straight up, they don't give a shit. They just go, whatever works for me. But most of the time, people just, like, build their PCs together and stuff. Let me just quickly refresh my phone again. Just to be sure that, like, it's still following along. Come on, phone. Suspicious behavior. We're still live. We're still live. Good. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And back to completely refreshed. For a second, I thought that was a Mario track. Goddamn. Okay, there we go. Phone, please stop failing me. one thing I definitely need to get in the future is a second monitor, just so that, like, I can read the chat actively. Because goodness, is it difficult to do this with a phone. True, electric can be dangerous, though. Yeah, absolutely. One thing that is always, that I would recommend is, like, anti-static gloves. Because if you touch certain computer parts, they could get just, like, charged from, like, a prior charge, from, like, handling a door, or, like, fiddling with the plastic cellophane, if you ever open, like, new computer parts and stuff. There's a chance they might have been, like, you know, like, from eBay or something, if you want to cheap out on things. But, there's a good chance the eBay seller does not know that, like, computer parts should be contained within, like, certain packaging that, like, does not, get electrostatically charged. Maybe as a fun fact, but at work, we actually also need to pay attention to that. One of our, like, work safety things is to pay attention to whether you're, like, electrostatically charged or not, and whether, like, your, work and safety boots are still, like, capable of, rerouting electricity back into the floor. So, yeah, just also as a fun fact, I guess. There's a lot, honestly, at work that I could also yap about that, like, applies to IRL, which is pretty nice, honestly. Because, like, ever since I work a job, I've had so much experience, from just generally, once again, handling electricity and handling, like, hardware and machinery. There's, like, so much that comes with, like, just being a media technologist. It's pretty awesome. I can recommend the job even if it's, like, physically very strenuous. Okie-dokie. Can we just slightly sharpen that? That is bothering me. There we go. Small thing nobody will notice moment! Give this a nice and soft line. There we go. Looks not too bad. That's fun. I just realized that they both actually have slight, downwards curves at the start of their eyes. Interesting, I even accidentally gave them a parallel without trying. Just a nice line. There we go. No, wait, her at the cantic fold, or whatever you call that, was slightly a bit more high above. Actually, for gore, what actually is the scientific name of the, like, the lower eyelid? I should look that up later. Random fun facts that I need to, like, learn again moment. Oh yeah, I also can, like, might as well, I might as well also ask, in case you're still with me, Lynx Boy, what's the weather like over, at wherever you're at? Like, you don't have to reveal your country or something, I'm just, like, curious. Is it also warm over where you live? Because I just wondered if, like, lately, like, spring has been going into, like, full gear with, like, every country. Dude, I love Tidal Tempest, too. Every track is so goated. Okie dokie. Right, I will try to be careful building a PC, which is good advice. Thanks, bro. No problem, of course. I live in South Texas. And the only computer place that we have is the computer repair centers. Aww. Oh, dude. I feel it, though. At least from, like, hearing from a lot of Americans, you unfortunately need to, like, drive long distances just to, like, get to any store at all. And it makes me so sad. Like, I do wish you would have public transport. It would make things a lot easier for, like, small things such as, like, just bringing your PC over and just, like, asking them to, like, fix it. Other than that, you need to, like, pay for the gas, pay for, like, all the fees, the service, the tax. My goodness. I wish if there's some computers building places in here where I live. It's also good, like, whenever you're, like, at those, like, I don't know what to call them, workshop places? Or, like, these, like, PC building centers. Where, like, they give you also some, like, solid advice when you, like, start building PCs and stuff. They tend to also, like, give you some, like, education on, like, what parts and what components work well together, what specific cooling unit you should use for what specific, purpose, if, like, it's a work PC or whatever, and it's just really nice. Plus, you could just have some good banter while it's just like you both inspect like all the hardware and stuff, get the cables figured out. It's just honestly such a pleasant experience to like go to these places. They really do like actually like put the service in computer service. It's not comparable to like online services where like they just tell you to like put A and B together and done. Alright, this is a bit more rounded, right? Yeah. Go. Oh yeah, PC Building Center. For example, at least, I'm not sure if it's like a thing everywhere, but in Germany, there's like some places where like you can just like walk inside, and they'll basically like give you like a building service, and like you consult them for like computer parts, for like what purpose you need the PC for. They also are like kind of like helping centers for phones and laptops as well. They're basically in our electronics stores. I'm not sure if like you have a Saturn or a MediaMarkt. I'm pretty sure you don't. I'm pretty sure those are like strictly something European. But if you had those, there would essentially be like some corner where like there's like some IT technician or someone like they hired specifically to like inspect your broken hardware and like to see if they can fix it. It does take a small service fee, but they do their job properly because like literally they just get hired to like inspect your stuff and, you know, like to take a look specifically for you, what they can do for you. That's a cool name. I'll go check it out. Okie dokie. But yeah, I hope that like telling you these things at least like help find something in your area and, you know, just like help you out with like PC stuff in the future. If I would be an IT technician, I would obviously try to help you more, but unfortunately I'm like local village idiot who just knows a little bit about computers thanks to their father. Do these eyes look okay? Seemingly so, yeah. Okie dokie. I would like to say, I recognize the little mascot character in your profile pic. I've heard a lot about, what was the name? Indigo Park? I'm not sure though, like, is it like a good horror mascot, horror game thingy? Or is it like, just like one of those, like, run-of-the-mill thingies? Thanks, man. My name is Mark, by the way. Alright, gotcha. If you want me to call you Mark, I'll call you Mark. Pleasant to have a Mark in my chat. I know a lot of Marcos, but I don't know a lot of Marks. I guess Marco is just a like more popular version of Mark here in Germany. Let's see here. Yeah, no, that line is bothering me. I'll delete it. No, Mark P. Romo, the creator of Mario McCloud and an animator too. And yeah, Indigo Park is a horror game. Okay, I at least got that right. I'm not a complete boomer. But yeah, I unfortunately don't. I've never heard of that. But pleasant to know that I also have like an animator in chat. I don't know who Marco McCloud is though specifically. But thank you for at least letting me know. I'm always not in the know. You're gonna have to like give me a lot of lore because once again, I'm mostly off the internet, because most of my time is spent drawing. I'm not kidding when I say that. I'm pretty hobbyless other than art. And I don't have a lot of connections. I just tend to like keep to myself most of the time, which is why I don't like have like a lot of friends and like hang out and stream and whatever. Most people are busy too, because you know, they come from somewhere in the west of America. Like a majority of my friends in some shape or form are from American nationality. And the friends I have that are not American have a time difference that is higher than 8 hours, so yeah. It's why I don't tend to catch my friends whenever like I do tend to say that I'm streaming. Because straight up, I stream in ungodly hours in their time zones. Let's see, I'm gonna move this. Marco McCloud is my persona or my son. I've played him since 2018. I see. Respect! I too have some, like, really interesting characters. It's nice to know that somebody else also, like, still has kept their characters after all these years, because, most people sell them after, like, a year or free, I tend to notice. Not sure, though, if that's, like, just, like, a weird, quirk of just, like, internet friends and stuff. Or just, like, the people I follow. Wait. This layer? This layer, yeah. I need to slightly curve that up so that, like, I can follow the eye lines a bit better. There we go. Much better. Eye outlines. Whoop. Let's merge these two. There we go. Merge. Sweet. Okay. Let's see. As far as I know, I think I have links enabled, so like, if you want to link me something, I can take a look at it. Just for your information. The only time I think I'll turn off links, though, is like when I start to notice that, like, bots and spammers and whatever will just, like, join my chat, though. But so far, nobody knows me, so it's chill in here. I can still gaff around and stuff. Right. Do tell me, though, because I'm curious. What do you tend to animate? Do you, like, also animate just, like, your persona and stuff? Or, like, fan animations? Oop. That wasn't meant to happen. I forgot. Let me just put the separate layer. I like to slightly make the iris a bit thicker at the top. Just a little, like, style thing, I would say. But it could also just be because I like thick lines. There we go, nice and smooth. Yeah, I get to start making animations using Adobe Animate. Let's try them. I see. Goodness. When I tried to use Adobe Animate, absolute nightmare. It continued crashing anytime, like, I set down a line and stuff. Now, I'm not gonna, like, keep it a secret that it might be because, like, my PC just can't handle Adobe programs that well. But at the same time, like, you would expect at least, like, you know, industry standard to work a bit better on most computers, but, like, dear god, it does not. For, like, a majority of people I knew, like, back when I was in art college, their copy of Adobe wasn't working that well on their PCs either. And other people had, like, laptops too, so, like, they had it worse than me. I feel bad for those, like, people to this day. And, like, genuinely struggle to get their projects done just because of, like, Adobe programs freezing and crashing and stuff. Oof, understand. Yeah. I have to, like, save every 2 seconds on a project if, like, I want to genuinely animate something. I switched from using Adobe Animate to OpenToons because, it's open source, it's free, and it's an animation software, so, like, what more could I want? I don't know. The only thing I know is that, like, Studio Ghibli uses it, so, like, I'll gladly use it too. Because, I do love Ghibli movies a lot, so, like, if I can also support the, like, free company by using their software and just, like, telling people, yo, there's, like, some cool software out there, I'll gladly do it. Let me just give her triangles for fun. I completely forgot also what a Bob Ford's quadrant was. Man, is that nice to just sort of listen to, like, a lot of OST I have been listening to for years. Okie dokie. Not sure if I want to keep the thick lines on Daniel's eyes. Sure. Cool. Mind if I can voice act one of your characters? Yeah, sure. We can discuss that completely, like, if you want. The thing is, it really depends on what your voice type is, because, like, I have a lot of characters. I have, like, over 200. So, I do think you'll be able to, like, find some character that, like, you can voice act for. But, yeah, it's specifically, like, dependent on your voice type. And also how well of a performance you can do, because, like, I have more dramatic characters, and also have, like, more chill characters. But I do tend to look for voice actors and, you know, obviously also pay them. If I want to, like, someone to voice a character or something, I tend to pay them and stuff. So yeah, if you also want payment, we can discuss that as well. But, you know, you do need to, like, have a PayPal and be over 18. Not sure how that, like, could work out. Obviously, I don't know your age, but I won't ask if you don't want to state it. Understand, internet is a bit of a, like, iffy place to, like, ask for, like, credentials and stuff and whatever. Just let me move that. I'll add more sparkly. There we go. Sweet. But, yeah. I would say the most, the one thing I look for the most lately is just, like, my character Soren. Once again, my old man. He has, like, a very, like, guttural voice and stuff, if, like, you can pull off something like that. But I also have, like, other characters that are, like, not, like, a more deep voice, like, Finn. I've been trying to look for, like, any type of voice claim for Finn for years. I can't exactly find something for him that much. Oh, I don't have PayPal or payment, though. I'm 21. I'm about to turn 22 in this year. Oh, sweet! If I were to know, then I would wish you happy birthday when it would appear, but, of course, I don't really know you. But, definitely for, like, something in the future to keep in mind if I ever see you in my streams, and you do have birthday. But, yeah, maybe I can, like, pay you an art or something, but yeah, I do want to reimburse you for your efforts. Definitely, do let me know, though. If, like, you want something in return. I'll gladly give it. Okay. Did I give her any eyelashes specifically? No. I gave her very long lower lashes, though, that's for sure. Thanks, even though it's not my birthday, but thanks. Yeah. I mean, I could at least, like, wish someone something nice. I would like to do that more often. But, on the internet, I feel always a bit unsafe. Just a bit. You may never know if someone is just, like, low-key just messing with you or, like, trolling you and stuff. It just, there we go. There we go. I want, like, a slight eyelash, just a slight. Down here. There we go. There's a good chance I'll probably color them in white, because just everyone's hair color is white except for Dagio. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. You're always welcome, of course. It's always a pleasure when, like, someone is in my stream and, like, I can just, like, you know, like, talk their head off and stuff. I love doing that. I love talking to people. Even if, like, it's not always conveyed as well. I'm just incredibly awkward. That's, like, the one caveat when I talk to people. Because, like, just, like, being normal, quote-unquote, just isn't in my repertoire. I don't know how to do that. I think now we overdid it with the eyelash, goddammit. Yeah, there we go, it's a bit better. These still bother me. No, those eyelashes don't look that good yet. I think it's this one. With more curvature, I think would be a better option. Set the fix that? Yeah, there we go. I think that's better. Looks a bit more like it's like just a short, stubby lash. Yeah, I think I'll shorten this too, actually. She does have short upper eyelashes. And choop. Nope. Better. Shorten this one. Yeah, that looks much better. It looks a bit more like shorter eyelashes. Good, good. Ah, finally. The one thing that I like to do the most. Time for coloring! Yay! Okay. Where are my palettes? Where are my palettes? There is my palette. Did I actually put down Dagi's eye color? I need to check in a second. I'm gonna turn off the symmetry ruler here. flashbang. Sorry. Sorry about that. Ah. I keep messing up. There you go. I can be glad that this isn't like full on red, or else I would have just literally fried my eyes off. There we go. Okay. We got one pair of irises. Wasn't this the eye color? Was it? No, that's like a very intense blue. Even very intense blue, wow. I'll take it. But yeah, seems like I didn't actually accidentally put his eye color down. Happens. Okie dokie. We just quickly refresh the page to make sure. That's a bit too oval-ish. Ovalish. Yeah, that's probably why. Made them a bit too perfectly round. God damn it, me. Carefully. Yeah, okay. If I just ever so slightly flatten this, will it look awkward? No, it would not. Oh! I had the wrong ruler on. Well, I can just like Thanos just quickly anyway. Carefully. There we go. There's such a contrast in eyes, my goodness. I didn't even realize that as well. It's always nice realizing some things about characters just in the midst of drawing them. Dracula and Nabil, they really are the, like, red and blue couple, my goodness. Like, literally even eye color. Slightly around that. There you go. Yeah, okay. Soren. That is the current blue eye color, right? Yeah. And this was essentially like that current eye color. Yeah, it is. And then like these were like the gradients to these. For this one, it was this color, and this was just like a saturated version of this color, right? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna need to remember so much about my character, my goodness. Okay, back to putting the ruler here. Okay, first things first, just gonna do the easy option, which is just literally just do the child eyes first. Yeah, if I just flip the color on those, then they should be good. There we go. Technique of laziness! Just move a few lines over. Yeah, turn off the ruler. There we go. That part will be red. Well, technically not red. Sword is a bit of a blue man. Not completely blue-blooded, but I probably will have to make the blood look a bit more purplish. There we go. Eyes are not completely even at that section. Nice. Slightly clean this up over here. There we go. Nobody will ever know that there's like 7 stray pixels, except me. Just slightly around that again. Like that. There we go. Okay. That makes it another pair of eyes. That is current. That is parents. We just... There we go. Now it's sorted. Okie dokie. Oh, that was clean. That was a clean coloration. Thank you, me. The only time, like, I draw this satisfying is when I'm, like, streaming. I don't even know why. All the other times I tend to, like, have, like, some, like, quick fuck up, where, like, it doesn't start to look as nice. makes me happy though is that like it's really pleasant outside today. Because like the sun's still shining while it's the wind is like whistling and stuff. So like there's still like this like cool air between like the sun being way too warm for my tastes. I wish weather would always be like this. If like the sun is out, there's always like some form of like wind just like coming back and stuff. And you know, just like when it's like cold outside and there's like the sun to like slightly warm your back when it's like really freezing. This would be optimal. But obviously I can't like wish for that because weather will be weather. It's unpredictable. Come to think of it, probably in the Texas heat and with like how you had snow lately in Texas for like the past 2 years, probably must be wild. I imagine I do remember that like Texans were really confused about snow and some actually thought it was like an invention, unless that was rage bait and I fell for it. But at the same time, like, do Texans miss the warmth? Do they actually prefer the snow? Probably not, because like they've lived their entire lives with just like essentially just having, you know, no snow around. Oh my god, yes! Stardust Speedway! Goes so hard. You need to seriously shut up to appreciate some masterpieces. One of the most iconic tracks, you could say, man. Here we go. Very, very nice. My goodness. That's what I get for wanting to follow a palette. Right, and the angry version has red eyes. Wonderful. And we got that. Nice. Okie dokie. Good. Now for like the boring parts again of just coloring in eyebrows. Put the right ruler on, because I didn't change the eyebrows. There we go. Add a pixel here. And there we go. Oh yeah, one thing I'm excited about, which is like also just like a random topic, but like at least here once again in stores, there's now the like Lindt Dubai chocolate. And the one thing that just like makes me excited about it is that like I printed packaging for it. I was really excited to see that like the packaging looked so neat. It's always a delight when you like tend to see the products that you actually printed in your company. And it's always the best when like it actually comes out and you can finally like enjoy the product you actually like, you know, like participated in making, quote unquote. Kind of. Well, we did just print the packaging, but still, like, it's still awesome. It feels cool when like you make an impact on a product and like, you know, like you're responsible for making it also, you know, like look the part that it's supposed to. It's like one of those little things that like people don't think about. Well, like at least like immensely care that like the packaging will look nice when like I try to print stuff with my colleagues. Definitely a side tangent, but at least something I wanted to mention. Because I do feel like I don't mention enough positive things, so I want to mention just something positive from my life. Like just being excited over packaging. I know that at the end of the day, it's thrown away, and, like, nobody gives a damn, but it just makes me happy when something is done properly. Ever since I'm a media technologist, I inspect every single package with, like, incredible ire, Like, I always tend to check if, like, someone forgot to, specifically put down the, like, ink distribution via, adjusting angles of doctor blades, for example. Or whether they, like, properly, what if the, like, plates that are used in offset printing specifically. In flexography, I tend to pay attention if, like, the edges were, taken care of. That flexography tends to leave when you print with it. It's just cool little things like that. Give me your color. Yummy, yummy. Thank you, Soren. Boop, boop. Nope, nope. I'm kind of tempted to make one of the eyebrows look a bit more lower than the other, kind of. But at the same time, it would bother me if I just randomly added asymmetry for, like, no reason at all, because I just wanted to. At least today. Today I wouldn't do that. On some other day I would probably fuck around with that. Probably. I revealed, what was your hair color? That was it, that was it. Okay, just briefly skipping over to hers, because our eyebrows are completely filled out in line art. There you go. And, I just, like, blend the colors together, because, like, these are just pure white, slight off-white. This one is, like, the most bluish, so I'll just make that. Okay. Symmetry ruler, back to this one. There we go. Yeah. And color. There we go. There we go. Okie dokie. I must think. Oh, those were my neighbors. Don't mind that. I hope you didn't hear the screaming, because, like, it was a really loud scream. It's the song! Yay! Right. Okay, so I also gave them different sclera colors. Goddamn you, me. Okay, let's see here. Right. I copy currently going for the 2001. Good. Symmetry ruler is on. The fandom broke me due to that song. The one thing in particular about the Bad Future of Sora Speedway, that theme in particular, anytime I hear the alarm sound, I actually think about a very obscure Flash game that was, like, hosted in, like, 2014 on Nickelodeon's website, where, like, you would just, like, throw a bunch of, like, Foot Clan soldiers at Shredder, and it was, like, a infinite type of mini-game, video game, Flash game thing. I don't know what to call it. Yeah. And, I would play that game for hours on the family computer, back when I didn't have a computer. And, I think I got, like, a high score of, like, I don't even remember, 1,000,000 something. There was a moment in my time where, like, I played that one Flash game for, like, almost 2 to 3 hours, keeping the chain going. I was so dedicated to getting a high score. At the end of the day, the high score is pretty irrelevant. Because, essentially, you know, like, the scoreboards were eventually turned off and stuff. And I'm pretty sure the scoreboards that were displayed were probably just, like, you know, like, one of those, like, fake scoreboards. Like, for example, in the Knights games, where there's, like, a scoreboard of, like, Sonic and whatever, and, like, Tails having played the game, supposedly. I don't think these types of guys would be playing a Knights game, I'm not gonna lie. Sega, what were you thinking? The one guy who likes to go fast? Playing the little funny, jester flying game? I don't think so. I don't think so. Hashtag not my Sonic. Not my Sonic. But I digress, still a little silly aside. We are getting closer to the shading stage. If I was a bit faster in coloring, we would be already there. Give me your white. Thank you. Zoop. Alright, I forgot. I have forgotten. There we go. There we go. Got it. Okay. I'll just use the same... I'll use the same white color down below. God, how much I love like those like trashy bass samples are so good. How can the Metallic Madness stage, Good Future, be such a bop where you wouldn't be actually thinking that it's a Metallic Madness at all? I should maybe someday make like fake Sonic tracks. I think that would be fun. Specifically like retro style ones, because I don't think I'll be able to like make a modern Sonic track, because that requires a lot of like guitar and rock and being able to fry scream the lyrics, I would say. I've been practicing fry screaming, but it's not been succeeding that well. It essentially for like a few seconds I can hold the fry indeed in my voice, but it eventually fades and then it's like just like back to my normal voice. And I would just like to know what exactly could be the culprit of like why my voice randomly stops to like fry part of the fry screaming. I feel like that might be improper breathing technique. That could be it. Because I do someday want to like create some Midwest emo tracks. But that's gonna be a bit difficult. If you know, obviously can't keep in my yelling. Interesting. Very interesting. Even if I did keep the ruler on, this part is asymmetrical for some reason. Oh well. Oh well. Honestly, that like copper and brown combination, copper brown and blue combination kind of goes hard. Thank you, me, for actually choosing to randomly change someone's eye color again. Well, specifically sclera color, specifically sclera. It's the same white, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Ooh, I'm definitely going to need to turn this on dark canvas due to the sclera color. Yeah, that's better. I forgot that that sample is part of a song. Learn that little part. Oh yeah, good, good, good. Because I just plan to throw in a little what do you call that? Like slight off fuchsia color for the tear ducts. Takio, I forgot your eyebrows. Sorry, my bad. Gomenasai. There we go. Shoop. There we go. Slightly, there we go. I love whenever the lines perfectly fill in. One of the best things ever. If sillycore was a genre of music, I would call it a sillycore. Okay. I got the coloring done so far. Very good, very good. I'll throw in a quick and dirty weight of coloring these like this. Oh, I did put them above. My bad. Oops. There we go. Improper layering. Layer it and then fail. Wrong layer. Wrong layer. Yep. I know myself best. Okay, but what if, because he's got two different... I'm kind of in the mood to make his lower lashes have, like, lighter eyelashes for no reason, because I felt like it. And these are my fantasy characters, so, screw it. Why not? Why not? I feel like that would go hard. There we go. Right there. I'll just make these slightly darker. Oh, you're right. I did it on the wrong layer. Oops. Did I put them on the right layer? I did not. Oh, oops. Oops, 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 oops. Let me just quickly put it on the right layer. That's what I get for not, properly paying attention to my layer names. What was the color I used prior that was so pretty? Was it this color? Yeah, okay, okay. Well, to be fair, isn't that Dagia's color? Am I tweaking? I'm tweaking. I was tweaking. Don't mind that. I was tweaking. There we go. I just remembered something. Did I add eye bags? I did. Good. Thank you, me. And nice. There we go. You know what? I'll just yoink that color because I like it so much for all the other swans as well. There we go. The one thing I'm thinking about, because, like, I do know that Sonic CD has a lot of samples in its soundtracks. Was the, like, opera singing also, like, sampled from somewhere? Maybe a curious, like, I'll research it in the future thing. Hell, maybe it's lost media and I didn't know it. Oh, I forgot to color in that eyebrow. My bad. Oops, 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 oops. Go. Quick save. I'm gonna share my stream link briefly because I'm coming to, like, the, I have arrived at the, what do you call that? I'm at the shading stage now. That's the best way I can say it. I feel like I've arrived at the, like, I should go back to resetting Equilibrium Plaid. There we go, because I feel like the rest is, like, unnecessary things. Okay. Let me just throw in the stuff in a different server. I'm about to start shading these bad boys. Background might be as I planned to finish last time. Okay. Let me be right back quickly. I have quickly just shared a link to like one of the gajillion servers I'm in. I'll just briefly drink some stuff. I don't want to like accidentally make like smacking noises and stuff into the mic, which is why. Okay, there we go. I finished drinking. I can at least, like, tell you of, like, some of the stupid things that I have to, like, kind of endure sometimes. Most people don't realize how loud they tend to chew. And, anytime, whenever, like, I'm in a break room, and I just am low-key kind of vibing, kind of chilling, listening to the radio, not listening to people eating, some guy comes along, sits down, gets out the apples, gets out his knife, starts loudly peeling, starts loudly chewing, smacking up the place, and all I'm thinking about is, God have mercy on me to not smack this guy away. The thing is, just like with children, they for some reason always appear right behind me. Which color did I put here? It's probably that color but saturated. Yep, it is. It is that color but saturated. I am too lazy to recolor pick that. I'll just steal that. So, yeah. I have situations where just straight up, I have to deal with, like, some people straight up sitting behind me, smacking their lips out, having a jolly time, whilst I'm just, like, seething and trying to silently not lose my mind. Because I have, like, a really bad case of misophonia to this day still when it comes to chewing sounds. Anybody who knows me, who's like eating next to me, always sees like me convulsing and like just having like a moment and just like tweaking. Because just straight up, I cannot handle hearing all these like noises. It's just torturous to me. I wish it wasn't so awful though. I would like to know, though, if there, like, is, quote-unquote, a cure for just, like, not being able to handle people's noises, other than, like, you know, like, going deaf and shooting myself in the ear. It would be an option, though. A very effective one at that. But, I'm not gonna test my luck on that. I probably should not test my luck on that if I still want to have a job. Even if there's, like, a lot of things that frustrate me about my job, I do enjoy working. It's not like I hate my workplace. I love my workplace, I just hate the coworkers. Some coworkers are insufferable. That's just unfortunately how it is. It's not because, like, I just hate them for no reason. It's just because, like, their actions make me hate them. I have, like, some coworkers who, like, don't let me sit down. And, like, if you know the type of job I work, once again, physically strenuous activity. Actually, I'm gonna keep that where it was, because if I start to blend and stuff, then it will at least transfer. There we go. Blended. Move it over. Schmovin'. There we go. Alright. This is old man stage down here. I kind of want to make them red. I have not made, like, a canon version of, like, his eye color for a 60 to 70-year-old version. I could have fun with this. I could. I could. What if I make it slightly more red? Like that. Ooh, idea. I could, like, make, like, the lower parts a bit more in that fuchsia color I like. And the upper part above, just a bit more, what color was it? The slight off fuchsia? Soren. What was that purple again? It was this purple. Yeah, it was that purple. Right, and this is like her purple. This could work. And it like kind of resembles like both of his parents' eye colors, which is just a neat little touch, I would feel. Plus, I think it just looks very gorgeous like that. Let me just go back in with the fuchsia color though again. Gimme, gimme, gimme. No, below, not above, brain. Remember your directions. Remember your directions. There we go. Softly blur these out. Nice and soft. There we go, baby. And there we go. I was supposed to like, actually skew that. I'm not a fan of like the extreme pink going on over there. There we go. Yeah, I think that's better. Dude, one thing I have to say though, Paulana Spezi has no right to go like so hard on like a spring or like summer type of vibe. Because my boyfriend kind of like got me into it, quote unquote. It's not like I don't know how to describe it because I'm pretty sure like Cola Orange is like kind of like a German concept instead of like being something that just like every country has. But I can't be certain, so I'll just like say it. We have like a type of soda which is just like Coke combined with orange lemonade, and we call that Spezi. You know, like kind of like an abbreviation of like special. And like the thing about Spezi is that specifically, once again, you cannot have a Spezi without the orange flavor in it. So like it's a bad Spezi if like you can't peel the orange. But at the same time, if there's like too much orange, then it just becomes orange lemonade. Which is such like a funky thing to think about because like I never thought about the like specifics of like the orange Coke soda thing that I like to drink. But the thing is with like Paulana Spezi, they kind of like have a perfect 50-50 of it. Because like I don't mind orange soda that much, but like I start to have problems if the orange soda will like doesn't like taste like the Coke that it was combined with. Because like there's like once again just like a fine line between like, okay, now it's like tasting heavenly, and then like, okay buddy, now you're taking it too far. Take a notch back with that flavoring. Oh, still such a gorgeous colored combo. My goodness. Come over here. It's so jarring to like actually see like the like in real time delay that like my streams have. That's so funky. Because like for example, currently I'm like in the midst of like giving gradients. Well, having finished the gradients for like 20-year-old version, but like in the stream, it's like still showing me like just still being freshly in the process. That's so funky. I think it's much better though, like to have like my phone just like right next to my monitor, because it allows me to like see in real time where like at least like an audience is at in terms of like where I'm at also with my art. Right, I just realized I actually filled out the I filled out the pupils for Soren. And for his parents, I did not. Oh, man. That goes to show that there's, like, such a giant difference between whenever I just leave a drawing to sit and to marinate. Right, next form of action is, to detail his eyes now. Yeah. Because he's got, like, the funky little, like, crystalline type eye vibe that I wanted for him. Okay. Time to do the funsy parts of like the whole eye stuff. Very rough, I know, but like I feel like I might be cooking because like I have the idea to use my smudge tool to make it sound to make it look a bit more bit more like sharpened and a bit more, you know, like natural in terms of like kind of it flows, and it's not like like just specifically just me like dapping down some like brushes and stuff. There we go. Yeah, that's the vibe I wanted. Okay, glad that this is actually kind of working. Just ever so slightly adjust them to look a bit more corneal, quote unquote. There we go. Because like I wanted to like have it a bit of be like a. If you stare into someone's eyes like really up close, I don't know if someone like does that like me. Maybe I'm just weird like that. Like if you stare into someone's eyes real close, you can kind of like see that like all of their thingies kind of are like in a round shape in terms of alignment. Like all the little like cells that are inside their like pupil going to their iris. Just slightly lower that again. Yeah, there we go. There we go, and then like lower this one. There we go. Yeah, it looks a bit better. Felt you messed up on that one. Definitely did mess up on that one. Who am I kidding? Okay. Tonight and today we will be tweaking. We are the Tweakers Army. There we go. And there we go. Nice and funky and magical look, just like I wanted it. Where's my favorite texture when I actually kind of want to add a bit of like a like frilly texture, like that brush tends to create. Yeah, there we go. Because like it kind of adds like the like soft tufts that like I used to like texture langless feathers. There we go. I quite like that texture. That's not bad texture at all. Okay. Where's the sharp anime brush thingy? Want to ever so slightly create a little bit more depth with that by then using a bit of a blur to just slightly blur like the more clear I want more like outside lines to look a bit more clear, like the insides to look a bit more blurred, if that makes sense. Because just we have to blur everything in this house. Nothing stays unblurred. Everything must become a blur. Oh, that is so gorgeous though. Okay, ever so slight. Yeah, there we go. Because like it gives slightly like that like slight vibe that like the outsides are a bit more clear and the insides are a bit more like muddled. I want the middle to kind of like fade out a bit more. There we go. I think that looks actually not too bad. Has a bit of like a natural vibe going on, just a slight natural vibe. Slightly supported with a few more like strokes with a bit more opacity. There we go. Yeah. We got some variety in there. That's what I wanted. Okay, cool. We got like the vibe I wanted. Oh wait, never mind. Should be somewhere next to it. Yeah, there we go. Spooky ooky texture jump scare. Okay, there we go. Then we got the texture for those, basically. And the eyes next to him, they're kind of more muddled. Yeah. I need to be so careful when I'm, like, drawing his eyes, because, like, I don't want it to, like, look over the top. But at the same time, like, obviously the whole goal for the eyes is to, like, look a bit more, like, unusual and a bit more, like, magical than usual. Because, like, that's, like, Storm's entire vibe. He's just a weird, quirky guy, like... What if I add, like, a bit more of, like, a round thing here? And I just go with the feather one instead of, like, the normal smudge one. Ooh! Oh, I'm cooking. I'm cooking. That's an interesting texture. I like that. It went from kind of like a slight snowstorm to like some form of like blizzardy look. There we go. Yeah. I honestly think I'll keep that. I kinda got that so right first try. God damn. I sometimes really do outdo myself. Start so slightly. reduce opacity again, because I'm not trying to, like, overdo the white on this one. Yeah. Sesame summon! Come here, eye texture. There we go. I'll just briefly extend that over here. Nice. Okay, okay. I kind of want to add a bit more, like, disruption. Need a bit more, softness over here, I would feel like. To slightly break up the texture, so that, like, it doesn't just look straight up just, like, airbrushed on, though. Making eye references is all about, like, subtlety. That's at least, like, something I learned when I was, like, making, like, the 44 different, eyes of, like, my anime, human, whatever characters. You can never go wrong with just, like, more subtle textures that no one will notice, though. Ah, low-key cooking. That is such a pleasant texture I added. Okay, there we are. Flip these around. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Sweet. I can't believe that I'm low-key kind of cooking. Okay. 70-year-old version. What can I make different for that one? Because at first it was like more like corneal, then like I just like went for like the full magical vibe on this one. This one already is in a magical vibe in terms of like the eye gradients. The one plan I have to keep in mind is that his eyes are not as lively as a 70-year-old man. What can we do with this? I need to think, because I'm thinking about like a snowflake type of pattern. I mean, I can try, to be fair. I can just like straight up try. He's my character, I can do whatever I want. And like, I can see if I can like set like a... What if I mean, that would look cool, but I feel like that's a bit overkill. I'm trying to still like keep it somewhat in the realm of like believability, somewhat. Maybe if I like make them look a bit more like wispy and like type of a smoke situation, that could maybe look interesting. So slightly like that, yeah. There we go. I really like using smudge tools lately. They just bring like a lot of magic into like something that could be like just seen as boring. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's kind of not giving the vibe I want. I think I'll go back to surrounding the ring with like a slight whitish color then. And just seeing what I can do to like make it look a bit more like snowflakes and stuff. I could maybe make them look a bit more like icicles, come to think of it. Just manually texture these. It's kind of ironic to be drawing a character that has like a lot of winter themes now in the moment of like spring basically being a thing. I do realize that like I started drawing him right as winter came around, so like it was perfectly timed. But lately it's like what are you doing? Winter is over. Get it over with, old man. This needs a bit more variation. This one went a bit too stale. Because I just didn't do enough variation on that. There we go. That's a bit more variation. This one has the same lengths. That is annoying. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Not sure if this will work out, but this is what, like, just doing drawing streams are for. It's just, like, seeing what clicks and what doesn't. That's at least how I see it. There's a shorter one, there's a longer one for variation. Oh, you're right, I never, like, maybe a very random thing, but, when I started streaming, I was like briefly cleaning up a bit my desk again, like I always do before I start streaming, because I just like to have a clean desk when I stream for some reason. But the moment I did that, I just randomly found $100 on my desk. I was like, oh yeah, right, that was birthday money I never spent. So yeah, I'm just gonna spend it by like getting a bit more out of my character. I mean, it's free money. And I still have, like, a lot of savings, so, like, I'm actually good to, like, spend a bit more this month, thanks to, like, that $100. I'll just use, like, the half of it to, like, spend it on stupid stuff, and the other half I'll just put back into my savings. It's so nice to randomly find money somewhere. It just makes you really, like, excited. Oh, wait, I need to, selection tool this. It just makes me really excited to, like, just randomly go through and clean stuff, because I just keep forgetting that I put money somewhere and forget about it. There we go. I actually think that could work. If I ever so slightly, though, like, make the tips again a bit less opacious, if that's a word. Opaque? Opaque is probably the better word. There we go. And, why not use the slight, yeah, like that blue. Oh yeah. I like that. It gives a bit of like that faded look that I like with the old fart version of him. There we go, because like the younger version, what can we do for the younger version? Because like this one had like such a nice texture. I like doing like also like a slight snowy look to them. Trying never hurts. Trying never hurts. I think it could look adorable, actually. Let's see here. Maybe I'll also make them slightly faded. Because, like, for his older version, I always try to, like, make some, like, slight parallels to, like, his youngest version. Little man, give me that blue. Could work. And I'll set this on Shade Shine. Can we get some interesting results for that? Oh yeah! I like this quite a lot with Shade Shine on. Well, we'll keep it. Okay then. Great. For the angry version, what did I have in mind? Because obviously, like, I do try to keep a parallel to every different, My brain had a stroke. Oh god. Okay. What if I make them slightly more star-formed, like this? I feel like that could work well. Not too blurry, just a slight bit blurry. Let's see here. Ooh. Let's see here. Put them down properly. Thank you, me. Let's just blur these two. There we go. Got it! Right, so his parents also have some form of like a magical thing going on. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Okie dokie. Let me briefly open the other reference that I made for like the human eyes, because I want to make sure that like I'm consistent with whatever the hell I'm doing. I summon thee! I reference. Let's see here. Well, some characters actually did have colored in. Yeah, some characters did have color in thingies. I mean, to be fair, it's an easy fix for his parents. I can just, like, up and color them, and then it's issue over. I don't know if I want to color them in, though. That's the... I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I should stop overthinking things so much. Are you fine? Can I color you? I can't. Ah! Jump scare! Jump scare! Again. Oh, wait, because it's on the wrong layer, isn't it? Okay, No, wait. They're not on the wrong layer. I just forgot. Hold on, where is the submission? Put that on here. Just place the... Draw some strokes no one saw. Ha ha ha. There we go. There we go. Nobody will ever know. Okie dokie. Oh, I forgot to do these. Oops. Because I was like, oh, did I just forget to move it? I just also forgot. I forgot to blur it. Oh, to be fair, it's kind of bothersome. Like, I can clearly see, like, anybody will be able to clearly see that couple pieces, kind of. If I do that, I'll just quickly add some more. Was it this color I put down here? Yeah, it was. Sweet. Me too. Slightly up the brush size, that's what it is. There we go. Bit too blurry. There we go. That's approximately what the blur was. Slightly move it down. Just trick around a bit over here. Yeah. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Doing good progress. Doing good progress. Okay, so, right? They were just slightly, yeah, they were slightly saturated. Sweet, I got that right as well. Right, I got my gem scatter, do I? Yes, I do! I have my gem scatter, wahoo! Okie dokie. No. Actually put that below. I'll actually put a lock on that, so I don't actually draw on top of it. Let's see here. That's a bit too small for my taste. Let's make the shape size bigger. Yeah, that's a bit more appropriate. I nearly said approximate. God, I have such a stroke lately with like every word I use. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's enough for him because he's the older dude. That's a bit too much again. Don't overdo it for the older guy. There we go. I think I can slightly overdo it on the angry one. There we go. I do have a cool idea right now in my head. Because I was thinking about also like giving them like a manual crystal type of texture. Could be a cool idea. I'll see in a second if it'll work. There we go. Light blur, not too much blur. This should approximately be enough. Yep. Nice and shiny. Let's see, does burn dodge work better? Burn dodge works much better. Yeah. Right? Okay, I need to colorize these. I see, for context, just trying to match what I did on, like, the reference of the characters. Because they have a bit of like a specific thing going on with like their eye highlights. I consider like the little gem parts more so eye highlights than anything. Even if like lore relevantly, they actually like are in relation to like the place they come from. It's just like surrounded by crystal dust and whatever. So like basically every resident would have like slight crystal dust in their eyes. Because I felt like making a cool little design for it for like, you know, like the townies in that specific town of Ulysfjord. If I never mentioned it, I mention it now. But yeah. Honestly, they don't disrupt Soren's eyes that much, except for these. So I'll just colorize these in a teal color. Colorize. Make them slightly more greenish. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I forgot to transfer the other thingies over. Where are they? They're right there. They're there. There we go. I forgot to blur these as well. That is on me. I'm a bit forgetful. A bit too blurry. That should approximately be ideal. There we go. They honestly blend nicely with the red, but I feel like I should slightly up the ante on those. I at least think that's what the saying was like, I forgot. Okay, colorizing doesn't work that well on these. That's fine. I feel like I should slightly put down the color on this one. There we go. Nice. Okay. One thing that always bothers me if I won't do it right away is giving the scaleras a bit of a shadow. It's like, something about flat scaleras has always bothered me. I always need them to be shaded in some way, or else I'll just like start randomly tweaking if I like see that. I really don't like artists who don't shade like scaleras. It just feels so wrong. My brain tells me that something is missing, and it gives me the compulsion to like go out of my way to like shade it. But like if I'm looking at a drawing, I obviously can't like shade it unless like, you know, I just up and take it, put it in my art program, and then shade it. And I don't think my brain would go that far, but I don't know, my brain works in mysterious ways, so like, also can't say I wouldn't do it. Here we go. Ever so slightly get this up here. I'll highlight. Oh yeah, I need to turn on my ruler again. Ruler, ruler! Where are you? Thank you! Because, since, like, the family's, like, eyelashes are, like, you know, white color, they would probably reflect the white back to it and just make the eyes look a bit, you know, like, reflective. Because obviously our eyes also kind of like, you know, reflect the color of like, what our eyelashes would be. At least that's how I remember it. I'm not sure if, like, once again, I'm just tweaking. I'll just briefly do these without a ruler. Ah, goodness gracious. That highlight color is that, that shading color is absolutely stunning with, like, the specific brown shade. My god. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it. There we go. And we got the sclera briefly shaded as well. So that I won't just have an aneurysm. I'm not sure, what light source am I feeling for these eyes? My brain tells me to just like put the light source to the right again. Because I just really like putting like the light source to the like right of eyeballs for some reason. Did I give random directions too to these? It appears I did. It appears I went off a vibe, and then like simply did the highlights as I pleased. Okay, I see, I see. Well, then we're going off a vibe as well. I shall just briefly go over and just add a quick shine layer so that, like, I just don't forget where I put the light source on these. There we go. Okay, gives us, sharp one. Make it big. There we go. I like it nice and sharp. Nice and sharp. Nice and sharp. It can be thicker because it's closer to the light in this case. So it should also be bigger then. Here for war. There we go. Oh, there we go. There's the main again. This one just simply won't get one. Actually, I feel like making this one actually to our left, to our right, to our left. I feel bored. There we go. I've got a really feeling like primarily the drawing vibe today, which is why I'm not like telling so many stories as I usually do. Just as a heads up. I do just want to draw though, primarily today. Saturday is always like the big art day for me. I always tend to like kind of like not talk to people on that day and just like focus on the art part. Not the hard part, the art part. Yar. Oh yeah. That actually is interesting. Anytime I hear someone who like, isn't German trying to like say a German word, they always mess up on like the art that you need to like roll off the tongue. It's always very humorous. Because, I have to tell them to like do it like a pirate. And then it kind of tends to work. So yeah, I guess you could say that like Germans are just pirates in disguise. I mean, I'd be all down for that. The only thing that I need is a pair of high-heeled boots that have like the pirate vibe going on, like the full-on the slightly worn leather with the pure brown look, what do you call that? The lining being, like some like soft fur lining or something. Like, I'd be all down for that. Dude, if Ren fairs like existed in my area, I would go to them constantly. I love RPing like on like some like medieval pirate, peasant, whatever. I just really like pretending to be something I'm not because it's fun. I like having whimsy. Whimsy's great. Oops, I accidentally had a ruler on, but I'll take that opportunity to be lazy. Just a slight bit. I'll adjust the other two highlights though. There we go. I kind of want to give him like kind of like somewhere more middle-ish highlights, honestly. That doesn't look as neat. Come on. I want to get it right. I'll make the trail slightly longer too. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Give this one a slight circle, give that one a slight circle. Okay, good. Very good. These references are kind of important, because I feel like, if I upload this, commissioners would probably appreciate having, like, a reference of all the different eyes. I've been trying to, like, focus on, getting more drawings done, so that, like, commissioners have an easier time drawing my character. I would call this, I think, reference number 7. I need to, make proper ref sheets though for his parents and for the different ages. Sorry if you heard that. Yeah. Just specifically because, once again, Sword has so many different ages and so many different outfits across, like, those time periods to really indicate that time has passed. But, like, the vibe never changes of that dude. But, yeah, just, gonna take a while until I finish these. Especially because I've been, busy, working on D&D asset stuff. I wanna make sure that I get that type of stuff, done, obviously. Because it's for D&D. Who would not want to, you know, like, help out and stuff? If it benefits everyone, why not? There you go. I think I'll just also manually do these. I don't think the ruler is necessary to just, like, up and simply line a bit more below. I feel like I should probably add text for like extra context though for like the red eye version, so that people are aware that like the red eye version applies to basically every age, but just that obviously like the eye shape is different. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I want to slightly gray up the color so that like it isn't wait, wrong layer. Wrong layer. Yeah, there we go. Wait just a second. Oops! I accidentally put the eyebrows on the wrong layer. Makes sense why I thought, like, hold on, something is missing. Ah, god damn it me. I forgot to label my layers again. That was it. There we go. But to be fair, I can ever so slightly, oops. I can ever so slightly, put down the saturation, I feel like, on, like, at least, like, all the, quote-unquote normal colors. Or else it's kind of, like, slightly, overdoing it with, like, competing with, like, the purple eyes, obviously, and stuff. The one thing is, how will I shade these eyes with, like, obviously they have a gradient going across, without, like, you know, like, making the shading overpower the gradient. What if I just, like, do, like, the corner shades? Like this. Right, I should disable my ruler so, like, I don't have to repeat these consistently. There we go. As long as I keep in mind that eyes are concave, I should be fine. It's like, at the edge of where, like, where the highlight is where, like, also, obviously, there's, like, a highlight section as well. It's like, there's, like, actually deeper shadows, on where, like, the highlights, that, like, well, specifically the stylized highlights fall down on. Because, like, the stylized highlight essentially, like, falls down, like, the little transparent part of the eyeball. It's so hard to describe things when you don't know, like, the scientific terms anymore. I, for a while, like, studied how to, like, properly shade eyes, and for, like, a good while, I knew all the scientific terms again, but over time, the longer, like, time passes, the more I keep forgetting, like, the scientific terms for muscles, for example, and, like, bones. Because, like, if I told you what the forearm bone is, you would know that it's, like, the two bones that are, like, in the forefront of your arm. It's in the name. But, like, if I suddenly started saying fibula, tibia, you're like, the what? And, you know, like, I would be like, I forgot which bone part that was. Sorry. You know? Ooh. Blue shading kind of goes hard here. I like it. Okay. Let's, briefly just, blur these out a bit more, because I don't like harsh shadows, I like soft shadows. I'll put it on shade. Shmoo. Yeah, like that. I'm glad that so far his eyes are starting to look a bit more like marbles, because that was kind of a goal. So make him look very glassy. My goal is to always make eyes look very gorgeous. It's like one of my favorite things to like shade ever. But it's basically every artist's favorite thing to shade ever. Who am I kidding, honestly? I have yet to find an artist who does not like shading eyes. And I would like to know who that is. Because, like, tell me your story. Why do you not like shading eyes? You're, like, the first person I've ever heard to, like, not like shading eyes. What do you have to say for, like, non-eye shade haters? Like, why do you specifically hate them so much? What makes you hate shading eyes? And, you know, like, questions like that. Where, like, I'm just very curious about, like, why and why the process is, like, so strenuous or, like, so disliked by the person. I feel like people, most of the time, just, like, don't hate shading eyes because it's, like, the window to the soul, right? It's basically everyone, like, says it. And, you know, like, every artist encourages to make very, like, a lively-looking eyes. So, yeah. It could be just because eyes are so variable, and they can't be like changed to someone's preference so easily. That could definitely be it. I think I'll change the shading colors in these though a bit. Okay, that will look nice for the eyes above, but for the eyes below, I'll still adjust them a bit. There we go. I think that color would look neat, but I need to slightly go in again with the brush because that's overpowering the colors again. The one thing I didn't want, actually. To be fair, I could also slightly make the blue gradient stronger, come to think of it. Yeah, I think I'll slightly wrench these down. Yeah. That's what I want. It looks more like a clean 60-40 split like I wanted it. There we go. Okay. Oop! Not sure if you heard that. That's the click to the door. So, abrupt thank you for coming, and I'll also see you later.